The 1 word year. This is what I learned from the legendary Mo Gawdat.
Welcome to the Awesome Human Podcast, your path to total human optimization. Ready to unleash your 100%? Let's go.
So if you don't know, Mo Gawdat is a famous writer, an absolute legend. His content's incredible, his message is incredible. He's written books like Solve for Happy, That Little Voice in Your Head, Scary Smart, and I think his message is incredibly powerful. And I got the opportunity to see him speak at an event in front of probably about 500-600 people at the end of 2023. I think it was about November 2023. And he spoke of this concept called the 1 word year, and I really liked it. And I took on board his advice and I created my 1 word year for 2024. And I'm going to talk to you about my words, I'm going to talk to you about the process, and I'm going to talk to you about 2025, because there was this real simple energy to what he was proposing. And if you think about my word, which is awesome, it's kind of an energy. I want you to think of awesome as this word where you almost feel energized thinking about your life through this word. And when you think of the word awesome, I want my life to be awesome. What does that mean? I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy. This word can bring together things that you want in your life. So, Mo Gawdat. So he was on stage and he was doing a bit of a Q&A type thing, and he went off on many rambles, and one of these rambles was the 1 word year. And what he said is he sits down towards the end of a year and he thinks about his year and he thinks about what he wants his next year to encapsulate, and he tries to pick a word for that year which sums up the year. And what he's proposing that we do is we then funnel our activities, funnel our thoughts, funnel our direction through this word. Now this word wants to be quite broad. It has to have a certain energy to it, emotion to it, feel to it, and that will translate into outcomes. So when I was sitting there in the audience, I thought, I can't think of a word for all of my life. So I separated it into the professional and the personal. This year, I've actually thought of a word that encapsulates it for both for 2025. And it kind of surmises the journey that I've been on and the 2 words that have brought me through 2024. And I've been using them as a guide through the year. And that will feed into 2025. And that's the amazing thing about spending time and giving space to these bigger things in our life, because what you'll find is when you think about it, when you become heart-led to what you want to do in your life, when you tune into your intuition, you start to really feel through the energy of life. You start to let go of your logical thought brain controlling everything, and you start to feel your way through life. So Mo Gawdat, he was like, right, let's all try and pick a word. What would sum up how you would want 2024 to be? And I sat down there and straight away there was a word that came to me for my professional life, and that word was impact. In 2024, I want to have an impact. I didn't know what that truly meant and what it felt like, but I felt there was this energy building up in me that I could be of impact again. I could have an impact, and that was just emotionally where I was at and felt that it was where I was going. And then the second thing, my personal life, the word was adventure. And the reason for that is we had COVID, I had 2 kids, I'd been ill for a long time, and the big thing that took suffering was just adventures in life, like going on holiday, getting out the house, getting in nature. And I was like, right, me and the family, we want to have more adventures in 2024. And we made time to put energy into that. We planned for that. It didn't just happen by default. Now, what was really cool is in my professional word, impact, I allowed the year to almost like marinate the word. And as I think about my word going into 2025, actually what I've come to realize is 2024 wasn't about me having an impact. 2024 was about me learning how to have an impact again. And there's a bit of a duality there, because actually I put my best foot forward to have an impact. I was figuring things out. If you think about my social media this year, it's kind of moved about a bit. It's had different people involved in it. You can see the design's a bit different. And part of that impact is me putting information out into the world that I feel can help people. It's the same with this podcast. I made a decision to launch this podcast on my birthday because I just was putting it off. I was like, the idea's there. I kind of think I know what I want to do. Do you know what? I'm just going to commit to launching. I'm going to put a birthday post out on social media. Hey, I'm doing a new podcast. I'm back in the game. And I just knew that I would feel my way through it. Like you can tell that there's elements of this show that could be improved. And I'm working on that. There's a plan around that. But do you know what? Sometimes you've just got to get stuck in. You've got to commit to it, do the thing, and then figure things out along the way. And as long as you're 60-70% sure of what you're doing, you'll figure the rest out. It will happen. And sometimes you've just got to do that, because the energy and the intention that you put into it will call you along, and then you'll figure everything else out. There's very rarely a time in your life where you will do something with having everything figured out. So it's so important sometimes to just take that leap and feel a little bit scared, feel a little bit anxious, feel hopefully excited as well, but you've got to just do it. Challenging yourself with fitness and being like, do you know what? I'm going to sign up to a half marathon. You're like, oh God, I just signed up to a half marathon. But because you've done it, you're now like, right, I've got 4 months to train for a half marathon. Right, let me go and hire a coach, let me read a book, let me get some new trainers, whatever. You figure out the plan, you get the thing done. And I think that's exciting. As soon as you have this impulse, this deep desire to do something, sometimes just signing up to something, making a commitment, allows you to bring yourself over the line. So what I've realized now as I go into 2025, 2024 was like this figuring out year. And I'm at this place going into November 24 where I really feel like this energy started to build in me, and I'm starting to get direction and confidence. And because I've been on quite a spiritual journey over the last 18 months to 2 years, I feel that I've got that depth of knowing, that depth of character, that assurance that what I'm trying to do and where I'm going, I have confidence behind it because I've done the work internally on myself. And it's been really beautiful, but I just knew, and I knew the word would take me somewhere. So don't feel that you have to have it logically figured out. If you're going to do this process, and I would implore you to try it, why not just give it a go? It's not a hard exercise. It could change, and that's okay. There's no defined rules with these things. We're all trying things that help us navigate us towards a better, happier, more fulfilling life. End of. There are no rules. There are just experiments. Life is one massive experiment. Let's try stuff. So my second word, adventure, I planned for it. I was like, right, this year I'm going to make 15 days available where I just go and do things that I want to do. So I went snowboarding with friends. I went to a music festival in Portugal. I went to another 2 or 3 music festivals. I went on another holiday with friends. I can't remember where we went now. Drawing a blank. Anyway, went away with the wife for her birthday. We took the kids to Portugal. We did centre parks. We've done quite a lot this year. I'm quite happy. And because I've done it and we've felt the benefits, myself, the family, I'm already like, and I'm hoping to do it tonight actually with recording this podcast. I want to plan for next year already with our adventures. So that should go in at the beginning of the year. And so often we put work first. Oh, work's the most important thing. No, living our life is the most important thing. So I'm already looking at my calendar for next year and I'm like, right, when do I want to go skiing? When do I want to take the kids there? When do I want to go away with the wife? When do I want to go to a music festival? And I'm putting all these like blocks in my diary, and that's why I like a big visual A3 planner, because I can literally see, right, 6 weeks, then I've got a holiday. 8 weeks, family, we're going away. Then another 6 weeks, I'm taking a long weekend. And you can see your year nicely broken up, because also we need to make sure we're getting the right amount of rest, right? You don't want to be working 3 months with no rest, head down. You might get burnt out. You don't want that. The breaks allow you to refill your cup, develop creativity. We all need these rests. We all need these adventures. That's what life's about, right? Living. And that could be your word for next year. I want to live life. Who knows? So the good thing is what happens with having this kind of one word year philosophy is you learn and you build it. So even though adventure was my word this year for the personal, because it's been so successful and the process worked and there's a bit of a habit there now, I'm now already taking that energy through. So it doesn't end, like adventure doesn't end, impact doesn't end. It now gets carried through to 2025. So it's not like a bookended thing. It's like going on a fitness kick. You do it for 6 months. Hopefully it doesn't end. It transcends into your life. It carries on. You pick up fitness as a habit. You see the benefits. So you keep on doing it. So 2025, what is my word? My word is service. I want to be of service to other people. I've spent quite a long time now stuck in my head, focused on myself, developing myself. And I had to do that because I wasn't in a good place. I was ill. There was a lot to figure out. There was a lot that I wasn't unhappy with. So I did put a lot of time into myself to figure it out. And I've gone inward and I'm now ready to expand outwards. And remember when I did that spirituality podcast, I think it was part 1 where I was talking about Mike Chang's 4 levels of consciousness. And the last level 4 is where you come out of this period of deep work, introspection, working through all the stuff that's inside that we need to solve. And then you come out of the other side and you're acting from a place of purity, of direction, of love, of a genuine expansion. And that's where I'm at. And I believe that if I am of service to other people, so you listening to this podcast, I will feel good about my work. I will feel good about myself. It will benefit everything that I do. It will benefit the business, whatever it is, because that's what's deep inside me. At my core, I am a coach. I've always felt my job is a facilitator of change. I know I know a fair bit about a lot of different things. And when I wrote my book, How to Live an Awesome Life, I described my book as a Swiss Army knife to life. Now, I might not make you seriously fit. I might not make you seriously productive, but I'll get you 80 to 90% there because I know enough to get a good amount of mileage in a lot of areas of life. And I really see and feel that in myself now. I can feel that I can be of service because of all the knowledge that I've acquired, the deep work that I've done. I can be of service to you. Now, it doesn't just stop there. I also want to be of service to my community. My kids are now my eldest child is now at school, and I quite like the idea of being involved more. I'd like to maybe get involved in the council or the community that helps within the school. I'd maybe like to do a couple of days where we do some cool stuff with the kids. They need help. They're doing a tray bake day. I don't know what it looks like, but I want to integrate myself. I want to be of service there. I want to get involved. I want to know my neighbours. I want to be involved in the village that I live in, which is really, really nice. We're very lucky to live where we are. I then want to be of service to my family. I want to be there to support them. I don't want to be thinking about myself. I want to be thinking about them. How do I support you? What can I do for you? Same with my wife. I want to be of service. How can I support you? You've got goals. A lot of my goals might have come before you previously. You might have been very focused on the children, which she has been. How do I support that? How do I help you grow? How can I be of service? And the same with my children. How can I be of service to them to help them grow, to help them be nourished? And I really feel that they're at their age now and the family's in a place where I can really play that role, that we can explore things, do things. They don't need nappy changing anymore. Like that, you reach that point where it's just time to spread your wings a little bit as a family. So service for me now feels like a word where I can really transcend across all areas of my life, professionally, personally, and that really excites me. And I'm starting to spend time already thinking about what that word means and how it's going to show up in my life. So I'm already thinking, right, how can I be of service to my wife? How can I support her? How can I be of service to my kids? How can I be of service to my community? What does that look like? How much time am I willing to give up? How much time can I give up? Because all of these things will come down to time and energy as well. So up front, I have to make some kind of loose sort of commitment to be like, I'll try and give that an appropriate amount of time. Now, my time is fairly flexible, so I will very much surrender to what feels right. If something comes at me that I can be of service to, and it just feels like it resonates, and I'm someone that is very, very willing to say no. I will not say yes to anything that I don't feel is interesting or serves me or benefits me. Like if someone said, do you want to go out for a drink? And I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, no, I will say no. And I'll quite often be honest. No, just don't fancy going out for a drink. I don't need to make a bullshit excuse up. I don't need to lie. You can just say, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. So I'm not worried about things invading my space for the wrong reasons. I've very much worked on that no muscle over a good period of time. So when things come in to me, if I feel I've got the time and energetically it feels right, intuitively, there's just an alignment there, I'll be like, cool, I'll get involved. Sounds great. When is it? Cool. I can adjust my diary. And do you know what? What I feel I've learned, especially through business this year and some of the friction that I've felt in my work, is that when you do things that you're aligned with in all areas of your life, it's very hard to get into a negative space. It's very hard to burn out. It's very hard to feel frustrated because you're moving through life with interest, with passion, with desire. So if you get up in the morning and your morning is filled with fun things, you're well slept, you're not really rushing through the morning, and I think that is a practical thing as well. I don't like to rush through my mornings. I like to have a bit of a nice pace about the day. I have time to be able to engage and play with the kids and eat properly. So I don't get up at the last minute because I don't want my day to be a rush. So I'm in bed on time, I get up early, I do the thing because I want my day to go nicely. I want it to have a flow about it. Oh, I forgot my train of thought there. Now, do I ask my editor to edit this point out? Now, what was I thinking about? Flow, going through my day, service. Oh, this is awkward. I remember where I was now. So I was talking about maintaining your energy throughout the day and not burning out. So when it comes to my morning, nice flow, it's enjoyable. When I go to work, I'm doing things that I'm good at, that I enjoy, that feel purposeful, that I feel aligned with. And then when I finish my day, again, I'm doing things that are enjoyable. And some of the times, even the things that I've got to do you know some of those things that when you're in a family, you've got kids, you've got to do it. They're not the most enjoyable things of the day, but it's very important to have a healthy framing of why you do them, because then you bring a lot more joy to the moment of actually doing them. If we feel that things are a chore in our life, then we won't positively do them, we won't enjoy them, and then they'll bring us a sense of fatigue because we're pulling ourselves through them. So I think it's really important to frame things in the right kind of way. So I've spoken about friction before. We have to listen to it. If you feel friction in your life, you've got to listen to it. Why am I feeling frustrated here? Do I want to do this thing? Am I good at this thing? Is it stressing me out? Is it taking me away from other things? Listen to that and do something about it, because we are in control of our lives. We get to design our lives. You might not believe that right now, but you should believe it because it is goddamn true. You have the ability to design your life. Now, sometimes things come into it and it wasn't in the design, and there's a big reason that you have to do it. Let's say, for example, a family member becomes quite ill and you have to care for them. That might not feel like it's in your design, but actually the universe has now made that part of your design. And that's part of you giving service to someone else or a thing for a period of time, because that is what the universe is asking of you. And that's why reframing the why behind some of the things that we do is very, very important, because it brings us a different sense of purpose. So I feel like I'm now waffling, so I'm going to wrap up. I think this is a really cool concept. I felt really empowered when I heard Mo talk about it. And I'd highly recommend seeking out his work. His interview on the Stephen Bartlett show, Diary of a CEO, was very good. That's worth checking out. I think he's got a very powerful story. The nuts and bolts of his story is that his son died quite young. I think his son was 18, 19, 20, something like that. And he died, and it was all about him re-navigating what happiness meant for him and his purpose. Super powerful. And he's got great books, the 3 that I showed you if you're watching this on video. So impact and adventure, they were well and truly explored in my life this year, and I'm very grateful. I continue to do that. I take those energies of discovery and evolution into 2025, but for 2025, service is my word. You've heard it here right now. That is my commitment to you. I'm very excited to explore what I can do for you, how I can help you, and how I can help humanity, the world, be a better place, be a happier, more fulfilling, healthy, fit place. Now, on that road, I will need your help. So if you ever see things that I put out there from a content perspective that you feel, do you know what, this is good, then please share it with the world. As you know, that's how good content spreads, and it'll only spread if people share. So all I ask is that if you see something, share it. If you think it could be right for a certain individual, then please share it directly with that individual. Hey Ben, think you'd really enjoy this. We were talking about it the other day. Boom. Whether it's a post, whether it's a podcast, whatever it is. Otherwise, go explore this. If you want to reach out to me on social media and tell me your word, then you can do that. I'd love to hear it. Have an awesome day. Be an awesome human. Bye.